For this week's assignment, I chose to gather some information and some images from the special edition Newsweek. It's called Weed 2.0. As you can see, the front cover is quite vivid. It shows exactly what it's speaking of, and it has bold print of the special edition, Weed 2.0. It's eye-catching, and the journalist that decided on this particular image knew exactly the target market that it was targeting towards. Inside the magazine, you could see that there's vivid imagery all over. These are, looks like harvesters harvesting the different types of weed or marijuana, sativa, indica, whatever type that they're growing here. I think that images like this humanize the drug itself. It is legal in only a certain number of states. It is illegal in the majority of states, but this shows that it's more scientific and it's done in a very sanitary way, and it's also a business. The main article that I chose to examine out of this particular magazine was the one on Jim Belushi. He has obtained a weed farm, and this is his team right here. The caption on the photograph show that they loaded plants and flowers into the truck, but you can clearly see that it is marijuana. And these are the pods that are taken from the different marijuana plants and the different strains that he grows. But also, again, this humanizes the drug. It shows a star or an actor putting his work into growing weed and selling weed and farming weed. This is also his team. They're smiling. It humanizes the drug and makes it more palatable for people reading this magazine and having their own opinions about it. As you can see from the caption, the primary title on this page is "He's on a Mission from God." This shows that he's not some low-life pothead or pot dealer that a lot of people think marijuana spans from. That he's finding the good in it, the pain relief that it gives to a lot of medical marijuana patients, and also the relief that it gives to a lot of people that are suffering from anxiety, depression, and also other illnesses. Another option that I chose for this week's assignment was USA Today. It was a newspaper that I picked up the other day, and it had, the front story that it had was 800 Years Up in Flames, Treasure of Paris in Ruins. This was a very big story a day or two ago when the Cathedral of Notre Dame was up in flames. The cathedral was actually under renovations when the fire began and when the blaze began. This automatically strikes emotion in the reader's thought process and in the reader's eyes to see something so treasured up in flames, and especially for a lot of people that haven't visited the Cathedral of Notre Dame. I actually visited last year, and it was quite beautiful, and I was very emotional when I saw these pictures and when I saw the videos that people were taping of the cathedral up in flames. I actually went through my photo album to look at the pictures that I had when I visited the Cathedral of Notre Dame, and remembering how beautiful it was and exactly what part of the cathedral was up in flames. Another article, an image, and bold print that I found very, very aggravating and emotional was this particular article, Inside New York's Measles Outbreak. This is an article about non-vaccinators or anti-vaccinators choosing not to vaccinate their children and having a disease outbreak that was once almost fully eradicated at one point in time. You can see within the image, the child's eyes are blacked out, but it shows the devastating marks on the child's body and the worry that this child's parents may have because of this outbreak. This article is clearly showing how devastating this can be. The bold and very straightforward print that was used and the image that they chose to put on this particular article. It struck anger in me, knowing that these people chose not to vaccinate their children and an outbreak has occurred. They are endangering many other children with this possible outbreak. Other anti-vaccinating families, as well as children that have had the vaccination that may also become sick with this particular disease. I believe it was the writer's intention by showing this particular font, this particular portion of the page, and that image itself to spark emotion and anger in the reader's hearts and minds. This font, this picture, and this layout was intentional to get people's attention and to understand how serious something like this can be.